Have you ever thought that the vegetables you're eating daily could be harming your health as you age? It's a shocking reality. Some of the most common, beloved vegetables that we've always seen as healthy can pose serious risks, especially for older adults. You may think you're making the right choice by enjoying fresh, nutritious vegetables. But what if that seemingly harmless meal is secretly affecting your blood sugar, digestion, or even your medication? In this article, we're diving deep into 6 risky vegetables that older adults should reconsider, especially if you're managing conditions like diabetes, kidney issues, or digestive problems. These aren't just minor concerns. Eating the wrong vegetables can lead to life-threatening complications and disrupt the quality of your life in ways you may not even realize. By the end of this article, you'll know exactly which vegetables to be cautious about and why, empowering you to make smarter, safer choices that will help you feel your best, stay healthy, and keep enjoying life to the fullest. This isn't about eliminating vegetables from your diet entirely. It's about knowing the risks and making informed decisions. So stick with us as we uncover which vegetables to watch out for and how you can still enjoy nutritious options that work for your body. Your future self will thank you for it. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any articles. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this article, you can help me continue spreading these valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this article, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better content for you. Now let's begin. Cherries. Let me share something important with you, and I promise you'll want to listen. Cherries. Yes, those tiny, vibrant fruits that are often considered a delightful treat. Sweet, juicy, and deceptively innocent. They are a staple in so many homes, loved for their burst of natural sweetness, their easy-to-eat nature, and their role in juices, pies, and snacks like dried cherries. On the surface, cherries might seem like the perfect healthy snack, full of antioxidants, vitamins, and fiber. But here's the truth that too many people overlook. For older adults, cherries can carry some surprising health risks that we need to talk about. Let's begin with sugar. Cherries are deceptively sweet, and while their natural sugar content might seem harmless, it's a different story when we consider the impact on older adults, particularly those with diabetes or prediabetes. When you look at cherries, especially dried cherries, you're looking at a little sugar bomb. Glucose and fructose, 2 sugars are abundant in cherries, and when consumed in excess, they can cause blood sugar levels to spike quickly. Now think about this. For someone already struggling with managing blood sugar, even a small handful of cherries can wreak havoc. Those blood sugar spikes aren't just a temporary concern. They can lead to much more severe long-term complications such as nerve damage, heart problems, and even kidney issues. It's not just about numbers on a chart. It's about the very foundation of our health slowly eroding. Now there's another, perhaps more overlooked danger that cherries pose to older adults: the choking hazard. This one hits close to home for many. Cherries are small, round, and incredibly slippery, making them difficult to chew and swallow properly, particularly for older adults who may have swallowing difficulties. Whether it's due to Parkinson's disease, reduced saliva production, or weakened jaw muscles, eating cherries becomes a risky endeavor. Imagine a single cherry lodged in the throat, blocking the airway. The thought alone is terrifying, but the reality is all too real for those with swallowing issues. It's not just about choking. It's about safety, and for someone you love, that's a risk you can't afford to ignore. Then there's potassium. Potassium is one of the most vital minerals for muscle and nerve function. But as with everything, too much of a good thing can be dangerous. Cherries are naturally rich in potassium, and while that's great for most of us, it becomes a concern for older adults who have kidney problems. If the kidneys are struggling to filter out excess potassium, it can lead to a condition called hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia can cause irregular heartbeats and muscle weakness, and in severe cases, it can even become life-threatening. This isn't just a matter of watching numbers on a blood test. This is about protecting your loved ones from an unseen, quiet danger. So what does this all boil down to? Cherries aren't completely off the table, but it's essential to proceed with caution. If you or someone you love has diabetes or kidney concerns, cherries might not be the best choice. Instead, consider alternatives that are gentler on the body, like blueberries, lower in sugar but still packed with those wonderful antioxidants. And for those with swallowing concerns, perhaps it's best to pass on cherries altogether. After all, safety should always come first. It's about making mindful choices, choosing health, choosing well-being, and ultimately, choosing life. Lemons are often hailed as one of the healthiest fruits, a shining symbol of vitality, and a go-to remedy for boosting the immune system. Bursting with vitamin C, refreshing, and irresistibly tangy, they seem like the perfect addition for anyone seeking nourishment. But as with all things that seem too good to be true, there's more beneath the surface that we might not always consider, especially for older adults. As much as we love the bright citrus flavor that wakes up our senses, lemons can sometimes bring a sour side effect, one that is tied to their acidity. Lemons are indeed packed with nutrients, but for older adults, their high acidity can create a world of trouble. Those struggling with acid reflux or gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, might find that this seemingly innocent fruit turns into a painful trigger. The sharp, tangy taste that refreshes the palate can spark a cascade of discomfort. For many, it's more than just a brief irritation. It can lead to stomach acid creeping back up into the esophagus, igniting heartburn and leading to long-term damage to the esophagus lining. The discomfort, the burning sensation, the sleepless nights, it can all begin with that innocent slice of lemon. But it doesn't stop there. The effects of acid reflux can ripple throughout daily life, affecting sleep, energy levels, and overall well-being. Older adults often find themselves battling for restful sleep and energy throughout the day. When acid reflux keeps them awake at night or leaves them drained, their quality of life begins to suffer. It becomes a never-ending cycle that steals joy from what should be a time of relaxation and comfort in life. And as if that wasn't enough, lemons can present a hidden danger for older adults with kidney problems. They are naturally high in potassium, an essential nutrient we need for our heart and muscles to function properly. In a healthy person, that's no issue. But for those with kidney disease or impaired kidney function, too much potassium can quickly become dangerous. When the kidneys are unable to filter out excess potassium, it can accumulate in the bloodstream, leading to a condition known as hyperkalemia. This can cause irregular heart rhythms, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, even life-threatening complications. No one wants to face the horror of health emergencies when they could have been prevented with a simple change in diet. If you are still reading this article and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let's also consider the impact on dental health. Lemons, with all their vitamin-packed goodness, come with a catch. Their acidity can slowly erode tooth enamel, and for older adults who are already at a higher risk for gum disease and tooth decay, the effects can be even more detrimental over time. The enamel that protects our teeth begins to wear away, leaving us with sensitive teeth, cavities, and a whole host of dental issues. These problems can make even the simplest joys, like eating or laughing, become painful. And when you're in your golden years, the last thing you want to face is an avoidable dental issue that could steal your smile. So what's the answer to all of this? Moderation, as it often is. If you love lemons and can't imagine life without their vibrant, citrusy bite, then go ahead, enjoy them, but with awareness. Consider limiting your portions, and try rinsing your mouth with water after eating to neutralize the acidity. And as much as it pains me to say it, maybe consider swapping in foods that are kinder to your digestive system and teeth, like cucumbers, melons, or pears. These options are gentler on the stomach and still offer a refreshing taste without the baggage that comes with their acidic cousins. Ultimately, it's about balance. Our bodies change as we age, and what once felt like a simple pleasure can sometimes turn into something that causes harm. By taking care to listen to our bodies and adjusting our diets accordingly, we can continue to enjoy life's little pleasures without paying the price. 3. Olives are often hailed as a superfood, and who can blame us for embracing them so wholeheartedly? Their smooth texture and versatility in the kitchen make them a beloved addition to many diets. Packed with healthy fats, fiber, and an array of essential vitamins, olives truly seem like a nutritional powerhouse. They've earned their title as a superfood, and yet for older adults, they may not be as super as they're cracked up to be. As much as I admire the nutritional benefits of olives, I believe it's important to take a step back and carefully consider how they fit into the lives of older adults, especially when we think about our ever-changing health needs. For one, the sodium content in olives can be a bit of a double-edged sword. While the healthy fats are fantastic in moderation, they are also high in sodium, which can be problematic for older adults who are already navigating blood pressure management. We know how challenging it can be to maintain healthy blood pressure levels, and for those with mobility issues or those managing chronic conditions like diabetes or hypertension, even a small amount of extra sodium can have significant consequences. Extra sodium can put unnecessary stress on the heart, complicate blood pressure conditions, and further challenge an already delicate balance. Then there's the issue of allergies, which might seem far from the minds of those who have enjoyed olives for years, but believe me, it's something that should not be overlooked. While rare, olive allergies do occur, particularly in those with certain pollen sensitivities. The proteins in olives are strikingly similar to those found in certain pollens, and for individuals with this sensitivity, consuming olives can cause intense reactions like itching, swelling of the mouth or throat, and in extreme cases, a life-threatening anaphylactic response. I can't help but feel a sense of caution here. If you or a loved one have ever reacted to certain pollens or foods, it's critical to check with a healthcare professional before incorporating olives into your diet. And let's not forget how tough olives can be on the digestive system. As we age, our digestive health can become more sensitive, and the high fat and fiber content in olives might not be as kind to our stomachs as we might hope. I've known people who've experienced bloating, gas, or even bouts of discomfort after consuming foods that are higher in fat and fiber, and olives can be a major culprit in this department. For older adults already battling digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or other sensitivities, it's all too easy for the rich, flavorful olive to tip the scales into discomfort. So what can we do? I truly believe that moderation is key. Instead of making olives the star of every meal, why not enjoy them in smaller portions? Perhaps a few olives as a garnish or topping. You can still relish their flavor and nutritional benefits without overindulging. And if they just don't sit well with you, there are other sources of healthy fats that might be gentler on the stomach, such as a small amount of olive oil or a handful of nuts. We all deserve to nourish our bodies in the best way possible, and finding balance is truly the best approach, especially as we move through the later years of life. Cucumber, the quintessential summer vegetable, holds a special place in many hearts, especially on those scorching hot days when all you crave is something cool, crisp, and refreshing. With its high water content and naturally mild, vibrant flavor, it's the perfect snack to beat the heat. But as much as it's beloved by so many, this refreshing vegetable might carry with it some unexpected risks, particularly for older adults, that are often overlooked. For anyone, there's nothing quite like biting into a cold, crisp slice of cucumber and feeling the burst of coolness as the refreshing juices fill your mouth. It's the kind of simple pleasure that soothes the soul and quenches the thirst on a hot day. Yet for our older loved ones, the effects of this hydrating, delicious vegetable can be more complex than it appears at first glance. Let's start with the water content of cucumber, a factor that is often underestimated. While it's true that cucumber isn't as high in nutrients as some of the other vegetables out there, it does have a very high water content, meaning it can cause frequent urination. For older adults living with bladder issues or even those who are dealing with incontinence, this seemingly harmless snack can complicate efforts to manage their condition. Even though it may seem like an innocent indulgence, over time, these frequent trips to the bathroom can lead to significant discomfort and anxiety about being away from facilities. It's truly heartbreaking to think that something as simple as a vegetable so closely tied to summer joy can also become a potential obstacle to maintaining comfort and dignity. But the risks don't end there. Cucumber's high water content, while a blessing in the heat, can become a burden for older adults with certain health conditions. For those who are already managing kidney issues or heart problems, consuming large quantities of fluid-rich foods like cucumber can contribute to fluid retention. At first glance, this might seem like no big deal, but it can lead to swelling, discomfort, and more seriously, shortness of breath, particularly for individuals with chronic conditions such as congestive heart failure or chronic kidney disease. It's such a cruel irony that something so refreshing can also put extra strain on the body, making something so naturally enjoyable more of a challenge than a treat. There's also the matter of digestive issues. Cucumber, like many vegetables, contains fiber, which is generally good for digestion. However, for older adults with sensitive stomachs, consuming too much cucumber can quickly overwhelm their digestive system. The result? Bloating, gas, and even diarrhea. For older adults dealing with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, the effects of cucumber can be especially aggravating, triggering symptoms that are not only uncomfortable, but deeply frustrating. So, how can you still savor cucumber, keeping all its refreshing benefits without the hidden risks? Moderation is key. Instead of indulging in large servings, try sticking to small portions, about a few slices at a time, to enjoy the hydrating benefits without overwhelming your body. Pairing it with a source of protein or healthy fats can also help balance its effects on your system. And of course, if you're managing heart or kidney issues, it's always wise to consult your doctor before indulging in your favorite summer vegetable. It's heartbreaking to think that a food so closely tied to summer's warmth and nostalgia can pose risks to the health of our elders. But it's essential to be aware, to ensure that those sweet moments of joy don't turn into something more troubling. The goal is to find balance, so we can all continue to enjoy life's simple pleasures safely and with peace of mind. Mangoes, if you are still reading this article and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Mangoes are often hailed as one of nature's sweetest, most vibrant tropical treasures, adored for their refreshing taste and their reputation for being packed with nutrients. For many people, this golden fruit seems like an obvious choice for a healthy snack. Packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, mangoes are a powerhouse of nutrition. With their high vitamin C content, folate, and fiber, along with natural enzymes that help break down proteins, mangoes seem almost magical in their ability to support digestion. But as with many things in life, appearances can be deceiving. For older adults, this beloved fruit isn't always the harmless, healthy option we may assume it is. I know it might sound surprising. Who would think that a fruit as harmless as a mango could pose a risk to our health? But the truth is that mangoes carry some unique risks for older adults that we need to be cautious about, especially as our bodies change and become more sensitive to different foods. Let's take a deeper dive into these risks and explore why mangoes may not always be the ideal choice for older adults. First, let's talk about digestion. While mangoes have a long-standing reputation as a nutritious fruit, the natural sugars and fibers can create problems for older adults with more sensitive digestive systems. Over time, as we age, our stomachs tend to become less tolerant of certain foods, and conditions like acid reflux, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and general digestive discomfort become more common. For some older adults, mangoes can irritate the stomach lining, leading to bloating, cramping, or even diarrhea. It's not immediately noticeable, and it often sneaks up on us. What seems like a harmless sweet treat could easily leave you feeling uncomfortable and distressed. It's one of those truths that I've learned through experience. Our once indestructible digestive system doesn't always handle the same foods as well in our later years. For anyone with digestive issues like IBS or sensitive stomachs, mangoes can sometimes be a trigger, and what was once a favorite snack can quickly become a source of discomfort. That sweet taste might turn sour, and before long, you're wishing you had skipped that mango entirely. I can personally relate to how frustrating this can be. Eating something you've always enjoyed, only to end up feeling unwell. It's a reminder that what works for one person may not always work for another, especially as we age. But the risks don't end there. There's another serious concern for some older adults that may not be immediately obvious: latex allergies. Many people are surprised to learn that mangoes contain proteins similar to those found in latex. For those with a latex allergy, this means that eating mangoes can cause an allergic reaction, ranging from mild itching or swelling to something far more dangerous, like difficulty breathing or even anaphylaxis. It's a shocking realization, especially because many people who are allergic to latex may not even think twice about consuming mangoes. If you've ever reacted to latex products, it's crucial to be cautious and, in most cases, avoid mangoes altogether. For me, I always make sure to check for any allergic reactions when trying new foods, and I've learned to be extra vigilant about avoiding things that could potentially cause an issue, no matter how harmless they may seem at first. Another aspect to consider with mangoes is their high sugar content. Now, don't get me wrong. Natural sugars are vital for our energy, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is to maintain our health as we age. But like anything, too much of a good thing can become problematic. For older adults who are already managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, adding mangoes to their diet could easily cause blood sugar spikes. This excess sugar can lead to energy crashes, increased thirst, and over time, complications related to diabetes. I've always found that balance is key, especially when it comes to something as easily accessible as fruits. While I don't want to discourage anyone from enjoying their favorite fruits, it's essential to be mindful of what else is already in your diet to avoid overwhelming your system. For some older adults, the fiber content in mangoes could also be a cause for concern. Fiber is undoubtedly important for maintaining a healthy digestive system, but the problem arises when there's too much fiber, particularly for those with gastrointestinal conditions like diverticulitis. In these cases, a diet too high in fiber can exacerbate symptoms, leading to more bloating, discomfort, and even more serious digestive issues. This isn't something we always think about when we eat a healthy fruit, but it's a harsh reality that for people with certain conditions, fiber can sometimes make things worse instead of better. I've come to realize that not all fiber is created equal, and sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to older adults dealing with delicate digestive systems. So where does that leave us? Is the mango a fruit to avoid completely? Not at all. I still love the taste and nutrition mangoes offer, but it's important to be mindful of how they fit into our overall diet, especially as we grow older. Moderation is key. A small serving, maybe half a mango, is often enough to provide the benefits without overwhelming the system. For older adults who love mangoes but have concerns, the key is paying attention to how your body reacts. Start slow and be aware of any discomfort or reactions that may arise. And of course, it's always wise to consult with your healthcare provider to ensure that mangoes and other fruits are compatible with your individual needs. Passion fruit. Let's take a deeper dive into a fruit that, on the surface, seems like a harmless tropical delicacy, yet has hidden dangers lurking beneath its stunning exterior. I'm talking about passion fruit, a fruit as visually captivating as it is potentially harmful. This fruit, with its unique appearance and refreshing tangy flavor, has earned its place as a treat in many parts of the world. It's no surprise that many people are drawn to its beauty and taste, imagining it as a harmless pleasure. But for older adults, especially those dealing with kidney problems, passion fruit carries with it an alarming and dangerous risk that shouldn't be ignored. While passion fruit is undoubtedly an eye-catching fruit, its appeal should not overshadow the severe health risks it presents. The most concerning of these dangers is the compounds found naturally in passion fruit, which can be harmful to those with kidney issues. This isn't a major issue for healthy individuals with functioning kidneys, because the kidneys efficiently filter out harmful substances. However, when it comes to older adults, particularly those with compromised kidney function, things are not so simple. As we age, our kidneys often become less efficient at performing their vital functions, and for individuals with kidney disease or chronic kidney conditions, the situation can become even more dire. Certain compounds in passion fruit, when not filtered out properly, can accumulate in the bloodstream, leading to a host of potentially life-threatening symptoms. If you are still reading this article and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. This is where the real danger lies. These compounds can cause confusion, agitation, and disorientation. For someone in their golden years, these symptoms can be deeply unsettling and frightening, often creating a cycle of increasing anxiety. What's even more alarming is that in extreme cases, the buildup of these compounds can lead to seizures or a coma. These are not just minor issues that can be brushed off. They are critical, life-altering events that can drastically affect an older adult's quality of life. For those who are already managing kidney conditions, like those undergoing dialysis or living with severe renal failure, even a small amount of passion fruit can have catastrophic consequences. What seems like a harmless fruit can quickly escalate into a medical emergency, and the risks simply aren't worth the potential harm. But the dangers of passion fruit do not end there. Even for older adults who do not have pre-existing kidney problems, certain compounds in passion fruit can still pose a significant risk. For healthy individuals, the symptoms are usually milder, but for elderly people, these symptoms can still be problematic and dangerous. Dizziness, headaches, and muscle weakness are just a few of the troubling effects that can arise from consuming passion fruit. These side effects might seem like minor annoyances, but for older adults who may already be struggling with balance or coordination issues, the risks are much greater. Dizziness and muscle weakness can increase the likelihood of falls, and we all know how devastating a fall can be for an older person. A simple stumble can lead to broken bones, prolonged recovery, and a significant decline in overall well-being. So while the fruit might seem like a light, fun indulgence, it can easily become a silent and unwelcome threat to health and safety. Beyond these compounds, another hidden danger of passion fruit is its high acidity. Acids are naturally occurring compounds found in a variety of foods, and while they are typically harmless in small amounts, they can contribute to digestive discomfort in susceptible individuals. For older adults who have a history of acid reflux or GERD, passion fruit is a fruit that should be approached with caution. Acid reflux is no laughing matter. It is incredibly uncomfortable and can cause extreme discomfort, sometimes requiring medical intervention to manage. If you've ever experienced the pain of severe heartburn, you'll understand why it's so critical to avoid foods that can increase the risk of its occurrence. Passion fruit's acidity can cause or worsen symptoms, putting older adults at an even greater risk for recurring digestive problems and the associated pain. It's just not worth the risk. When it comes to our health, particularly as we age, we often think that we're making the best choices when it comes to our diets. We focus on eating what's available, what looks good, and what we enjoy. However, as we get older, it becomes more essential than ever to be mindful of what we put into our bodies. Passion fruit, with its beautiful appearance and exotic appeal, is one of those foods that might seem harmless at first glance. But for older adults, it's a fruit that carries with it significant, avoidable risks. It's easy to become enamored by the fruit's visual appeal or its unique flavor. But when we look beyond its surface, we see that passion fruit can pose a real threat to health. For anyone who has ever dealt with kidney issues or the concerns that come with aging, it's vital to consider the bigger picture. The foods we consume can have a profound impact on our well-being, and sometimes even seemingly innocuous foods can become dangerous if we aren't careful. It's not just about avoiding passion fruit because of its potential to cause immediate harm. It's about making informed decisions to safeguard our health as we navigate the complexities of aging. So while passion fruit might be a tempting treat, on the surface, it's a fruit that older adults, especially those with kidney concerns, should approach with caution. The risks, confusion, seizures, digestive discomfort, are not worth the fleeting satisfaction that the fruit might offer. Health is precious, especially as we get older, and it's our responsibility to be proactive in protecting it. In this case, it's best to admire passion fruit from a distance, leaving it on the shelf and opting for safer, more nourishing choices. Our bodies deserve it, and our peace of mind depends on it. Let's make the best decisions for ourselves and our future health, even when faced with a fruit that seems like nothing more than a beautiful, exotic delight. As we wrap up today's discussion, I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of the hidden risks that come with certain foods, especially when it comes to aging and maintaining our health. From the beautiful passion fruit to its unexpected danger for those with kidney issues, we've covered some important lessons that could make all the difference in protecting your health. So what have you learned so far? Is there something in particular about passion fruit or the broader topic of food safety and aging that stood out to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below with one thing you've learned today that you're planning to bring into your own life moving forward. If you like this article, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable insights. We're here to help you live a healthier, more fulfilling life, so stay tuned for more articles just like this one.